Peace and love, everybody. Peace and love. This is that video on submission that I was going to do. And I'm going to try not to take too long. I always say that. But just going to get into it really quick. And just go over some points that hopefully change some people's perspective on submission and what it means. And not that you're some, person that's being told what to do or being controlled in any kind of way. And it's not you releasing your power or anything. It actually takes a lot of power to submit or to compromise or to share the gun with somebody else or share the power with somebody else, which is really what takes place in any situation. When you're talking about submission in general, you're talking about your relationship with God and your relationship with the feminine energy and the feminine part of yourself, men and women, which is what makes it easy for you to submit or undergo a process where somebody else is taking the lead. Peace and love, Taryn. Somebody else is taking the lead in something that you're doing. And I'm doing this video at a time that I can. So even if a lot of people can't watch it right now, you can come back and watch it later. I'm just going to go ahead and make some points and skedaddle because this is just a time frame that I could do it. So, and I said I would do it live. So really all of it goes down to is somebody's degree in family. What degree do you have in family? Because family and having support and having emotional stability is very important. And if you don't have family and you don't have a degree in it and you link up with somebody else who does or vice versa, that's what's going to throw off a relationship in any situation. Peace and love, Elwood Evans. Peace and love, Melanie. Peace and love, everybody. That's what's going to throw it off. So that's why I say your family or the root of your tree or the root of the way you move and your degree or whether you have one or not in family, that challenges your relationships. So before you even talk about a contract or marrying someone or undergoing some type of relationship and initiating something with somebody else of depending on each other, you have to think about that person's degree in family and their background in family and where they are at. If they came from a broken family, if they came from, having both parents in the home and knowing what having somebody else back looks like and knowing what be stable and being secure and securing somebody else and all of that, what that looks like. Some people don't even have a GED in family. Some people don't know anything about what it is to have somebody else's back and to have fair exchanges in life, which is why I say it goes back to your relationship with work, your relationship with your career, and all of those things, because it's talking about your routine and what you naturally do all the time and what you can keep your word on. Okay, so if somebody does not have a degree in family, somebody's not doing well in life, that's already one thing. Vice versa, not just a man, not just a woman. It's going to be hard for either one of them to learn how to compromise, which is submitting. Learning how, like I said, to have a fair exchange, which is really what it is. So that's why I want to hand people the power in submitting. And this is how both sexes have to learn to submit. And it goes back to both of your relationships with your parents. The man's relationship with his mother, a woman's relationship with her mother, and her father, and vice versa. Knowing how to submit, knowing when to let somebody else take the lead, and all of those things. If you failed in that area in life, it's going to be hard for you in your relationship and how to move forward. If you don't know when to let somebody else fill you in areas where you're weak or even be aware of your own weaknesses, it's going to be hard for you to even join forces with somebody else. Okay, and knowing where somebody else's power is and where they, can help you out in other areas and assist you. This is very, very important in everything you do. So this all breaks down to the feminine energy. And embracing your feminine energy in both sexes and embracing when to take in. There's power in femininity. There is power in femininity. There's power in knowing when to take something in. There's power in knowing, having an inner knowing. There's a power in already being and not have to explain and not have to make a grand entrance. Just being what you are and just being the star already on its own, which is naturally what the essence of a woman. We don't have to make a lot of noise. We not rah, rah, rah. That's the feminine energy. And that's also mystery when you don't already know up front what the deal is. You just see something that looks amazing or whatever and you want to know more about it. That's the feminine energy. Masculine energy will let you know their plans. They'll let you know, they're loud with it. They're abrasive with it. They're more aggressive. They're more assertive. And so all of that is masculine energy. And the thing is, people have to understand too, really understand masculine and feminine energy when it comes to in a relationship and through nature. What natural, ways you carry yourself and what natural femininity and masculinity is. Like, for example, and this is how you know how to attract, what type of partners you're attracting, what type of energy you giving off, and why, why some people are easier to submit, man or woman, just depending on what type of energy you are dealing with, okay? You have a lot of men, the majority of men, most men, this is just most cases. They say most cases of men are 85% masculine and 15% feminine. And that 85% of women, women are 85% feminine and 15% masculine. So that's the plan where you are using sometimes another part of yourself. So, for example, procrastination, people who wait to the last minute, people who do things at the last minute, all of that. That's actually masculine energy. People who, because masculine energy likes a challenge. Masculine energy likes something that, they can say that they had a result in something and they got something done at the last minute, which a lot of women procrastinate as well. And so that's giving off a masculine energy, challenging yourself and completing something in a limited amount of time or a limited amount of resources and all that, with single moms, single women, all of that naturally do. But that's also, like I said, a masculine trait. Dealing with femininity, you think about harmony. So you're talking about people who plan ahead, people who create harmony in their life, people who always have a calendar and a schedule and write things down. That's feminine energy, because feminine energy does not like to be disturbed. They just like things to flow. They always creating flows and ways for things to really just get through. And so most of the times planners and all of that, whether you're a man or a woman, that's displaying a feminine trait. And so that's why a lot of people don't really even understand what type of energy they give off, because a man who's a really good planner, which is feminine energy, can marry a woman who, waits till the last minute to do things, which is a masculine energy. Okay, and so they are compromising with that, and they both are taking turns and who leads depending on the situation, because she can think fast on her feet even though he plans ahead, and that's quite okay regardless of the sex. So that's why the submission is not really a woman thing, because a lot of people, when they hear the word submission, they immediately think woman, they immediately think the wife, they immediately think servant or slave or something like that. But when you're going on a journey with somebody, when you're in a relationship with somebody, when you decide to go on a trip with somebody in life and you sign a contract, you're also saying that you're going to trust this person's gun. So think about your whole life. You've always carried your own gun. You've always protected yourself. But when you become one with somebody else and in a relationship, now you're deciding to trust that other person's gun. And so that's where the submission comes in, because now you're in a relationship and you guys have one gun to share for both of you. And you have to think accordingly and make decisions at the same time that's going to work for both of you guys' favor for you to get to this other side and get to your destination safely. So you in the car, you got to think about how we're both needed in every situation and why submission is so important. When you're going on a trip in life, you think about what energies we're bringing and what a man and a woman truly is. If a man is the light, okay, so think about the man being the headlights to the car. You can't see without the light if you're going on this trip, right? And so think about the woman is the navigation system, though. So you can't go but so far without knowing where you're going. So the woman is the map, or she's the navigation. She's whispering in your ear or telling you, take a left, take a right, go up, go this way. So they're both exchanging power, because she can't go nowhere without him, and he can't only go but so far without her. Now, this is where with single people, no different. A single man, he can still get where he's going without the navigation, but it's going to take him a little bit longer, right? And just like a single woman, she can still get where she's going without headlights, but it's going to take her a little bit longer, and it's going to take her a little bit more trust and faith to move around in the dark. So this is why we both need each other, and that's why in this journey in life, you're taking both of your experiences together, and she know the way sometimes based off of her experiences. She know these roads, and there are sometimes where he's going to know the way, and he knows these roads, because based off of his experiences in life. So this is why you decide who's going to be the driver on what day in this journey. And that's where the submission comes in. When a man knows how to embrace his feminine self, you know, he knows when to tone it down. He knows when to be led. When a woman can embrace her masculine self, she knows when to lead, but the femininity is how she delivers her message and how she talks to this man. And so that's why I say there's power in femininity, man or woman, but specifically the woman. We can get a whole lot done the way we deliver our male, okay? And that's why you can still control a whole lot depending on how you say things to a man in a particular way. You can still get a whole lot done. You meet a man in opposing his energy. So you don't meet a man with the same type of energy. So if a man is naturally aggressive and assertive and rah, 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 a woman has to be the complete opposite of that for him to even listen. So this is why we tend to, or we're supposed to, have softer voices and speak lower and all of those things, because men are all over the place a lot of times and their attention span is so short. When you speak lower, it makes them come in and you take their attention. You get more of their attention when you're speaking lower, when you're speaking slower. It's not that he's running all over you. It's not that he's telling you what to do. It's not that he's over talking you. You get his attention more when he has to be quiet and really listen to what you just said. When you meet him with the same energy of yelling and all of that, you know, and sometimes in some cases, hey, it might be necessary, but you're not easily heard when you behave that way. And so the power is in the gentleness. The power is in not giving it back all the time. And that's why I say a lot of women don't even realize they give off masculine energy. A lot of women realize, you know, they don't realize why sometimes they're even single, and they'll see certain women and a certain particular type of woman who's married, who gets a man to take care of her and all the trimmings that he, you know, you're a kept woman and all of that, and he's paying your bills and all of that. But you have to think about the feminine traits that she's giving off, and she's allowing a man to be a man, and she's let him be the hero in a situation. It doesn't downplay our intelligence, women, when we let a man do something for us. You know, a lot of us, we want to assert and we're trying to prove something to them that we can do it too, or that we're smart too. And so really it comes off as competition to a man, and it turns them off. So that's why you'll be put in the friend zone, or you'll be just his homeboy or like his sister, because you in competition with him. You're never allowing him to do what he naturally does. You're trying to meet him and prove to him that you can do the same thing, and all you really do is attract other women. And so that's why we have to understand that. You be like, why do I keep attracting other women, whether it's in a personal way or even just in friendship? But women attract other women who give off masculine energy, or they attract men who give off more feminine energy. And so when you're talking about submitting, it's hard for sometimes a man, if he's not aware of the energy that he gives off, for a woman to submit, or vice versa. Now it goes back to the relationship that you have with your mom or your dad, or however, depending on a relationship, a man with his mom, you know, that's also going to let you know if he knows how to submit, or if he knows how to get a woman to submit, you know, dealing with what he saw. And that goes back to his degree in family, his degree in women, what he learned from his mother and what he's bringing into the relationship. Or if he even has a GED in women, if he has any type of certification in family or in life and in stability, because that's going to let you know if that's somebody you want to lead you in the first place. Like I said, you're going on this trip, and you also, like I said, you only get one gun, because you carry your own gun your whole life. But in a union, you guys only get one gun, and you have to discuss when we gonna use it, okay? And so you have to discuss, like I said, what area in life you're in, and who has more wisdom, and who has more money or energy or experience in this area. So who needs to say what, and who needs to drive this day. And it's quite okay for a man to let a woman drive sometimes if he doesn't have the knowledge or the experience in that area. That's quite okay. It's all right. She gonna get you there. So that's why I say she the navigation. We need each other, because the woman's body is our map. This world is ours anyway. So that's why our intuition is more on point. So that's why we tell you, baby, go left, baby, go right. Don't go there today. Don't be friends with him. Right? And so that's why we say a man is still submitting when he's talking to his woman and she's giving him direction. Okay? It's a vice versa thing. Women, you're not losing anything. And men, y'all didn't just take something. It's a vice versa thing. You have to learn how to, like I said, negotiate. I'm not going through the science right now. I'm just getting into honestly just a submission conversation with the Fantasia thing and all that. But I like to look at things from a whole different perspective to let everybody know that it's a win-win situation, because it truly is. Men, y'all always going to win. Women are always going to win when you know self and when you embrace both parts of yourself. So like I said, let's go back to women, okay? Women, you know, when you meet a man, I always say this, your power is in showing him your magic. And that's why the whole thing with $40 or a woman being dependent or needing somebody to take care of her and all that, I always say that women, you give away a lot of your power when the first thing you show a man when you meet him is your emergencies. You know, you get a lot of women in the first few weeks or however of meeting a man, she already do need that $40. And she might really need it, you know. She might need a bill paid or something like that. But the thing is, let the man get to know you. So, and instead of just your emergencies. Okay, so when he submits, because men, like I said, submit as well. When he does something for you, he comes through for you. He trusts something you saying. Okay, let him know who you are. Let him see your gift. Let him see your power first. So he trusts that he know who you are and not just how much that bill is. Okay, he don't need to know just your account number. He need to know the account here. He need to know what you got going on here. So men feel more confident in what they're investing in when they can see what they got going on here when you show him. So that's why I say, don't get me wrong, men love being a hero. That's their masculine energy. They love coming in, swooping in, and saving the day. They love fixing a tire. They love grabbing something off the high shelf in the store and all of that. It just makes them feel good. It makes them feel needed, right? But they don't like feeling used. Okay, and so that's why there is manipulation in women and all that. So that's why I say with submission in general, that's why it's hard for some men to submit into certain things in certain situations or certain contracts with women, you know, because of what you're showing and what you're displaying and all of those things. So that's why I go back to you need both. You need both to go on this trip in life. The man is the headlights, but the woman is the navigation. These are just very important parts of this trip that you're taking. And so there's no more one without the other, because you need that navigation to work, you know, when you get lost. You need her to talk and tell you how she feel, right? Okay? And you need them lights to be on when things get tough, when you in them woods. You need to be able to see. So you need him to still light your way. So that's why I say it's a fair exchange, and we both have to submit sometimes, you know, and that's why the power and submission you get from your parents, you know, and dealing with your relationship with your parents, but there's also your relationship with God or your higher power, because you have to think about being with the right person. Is your God, you know, manifested in the flesh. And so your relationship with God your whole life, the person you've been talking to your whole life who came through for you. So you learn how to submit to God. This is how you submit to your husband or your wife. It's your relationship within self, you know, and you hoping and wishing, or you praying that somebody's going to come through or do something for you, or you contracting with someone with God and saying, hey, I need this, and this, and I'll do this, and that, and you giving your word and coming through with what you said you were going to do. That starts off with yourself and your relationship with God, or like I said, however you go about your higher power. This is why it manifests in the flesh in your mate. So this is why when you rise in love with somebody and you meet somebody, it's quite fantastic when they talking that talk and they on the same rhythm as you, and it's just like, where did you come from? This is what you've been asking for, and I'm who you've been talking to the whole time, right? So that's what that is, and that's why it's easier to submit to somebody that you trust, but you trust God, right? So it shouldn't be hard for you to, if you really have trust and faith that you're with the right person, for you to trust in this person and submit to anything. It could be a suggestion or anything. So that's why I say submission is really compromise. Just saying, hey, you know, a man is respecting his wife when he's taking the time to even ask her what she think. He should. Yeah, he didn't just make the decision without her. That's submitting. He had to put the paperwork in first before he made it official. Okay, because the woman is the law, all right? And so he had to make it and make things official through her. So that's still submitting, okay? And sometimes he's going to make a decision because you guys move faster on your feet and y'all deal with the law of action. So sometimes decisions are going to be made before you ran that across her, and you have to be confident with that and be able to give that information to her for her to identify what you're talking about, so there's no frustration. Like, it's all in the way we communicate. That's why the number 3 is so very important. And the number 3, because there's one on one side and there's one on the other side, but the understanding is in the middle. Supreme understanding is very important, which is love in a relationship. And so That's where the submission is, you know, and that's why the third party is always important in every marriage. You know, some people go through the courts where they have a judge, but some people simply go through God, where that's their third party. That God and the divine witness this arrangement and what took place. And so you even submitting into that contract. You both are in submission, you know, and there's power in that. And this is what makes your journey stronger and gives you longevity to a relationship, when you take turns in what it is that you're doing, and when you run things by each other, and when you do what you're doing where you're supposed to do it at, and not give that information outside of the meetings that you have with your business partner, which is your mate. Because when you have outside information coming in, this also causes so much things to go wrong and so much misunderstanding. So that's why you have to have a tight relationship with God and with your partner, so that exactly, a covenant, so that this contract or this covenant is not being, you know, broken, and that you know what you put down and what your expectations were. They put down what they wanted and what their expectations were, and everybody is happy. And that's why you can renegotiate a contract, you know, and this is why you can sometimes say, hey baby, can we go back over that? And that's why I say there is women, I'm telling you, I'm going to tell you this right now, there is capital in femininity. You can get a whole lot, and I'm not just talking about money. It makes you very rich to be and embrace who you truly are. Men are so quicker to help and take care of a woman. That's why I say those are the women who we think are weak. These so-called docile women, no, they know how to be led, but they also low-key know how to lead, okay? It's called topping from the bottom. And so it's a lot of women who you think are being controlled, and they're the ones that's really in control. So you got to think about it. If we're the originals, women, I always say that, we're going to take credit for saying that we the originals, we the original everything, all right? So if we the original, the first prostitute, that means we also the original pimp. Okay, couldn't nobody pimp us first but ourselves, okay? And so we're going to be the original pimp. We're going to do that thing right, okay? And so that's why I say, even when you operate in your family business and even in your marriage, femininity is and being still, you know, and controlling things without necessarily saying that you're in control, and being the boss without necessarily saying that you're the boss, and letting him still be the boss, and let him still be the man, and let him still be in the front, because nature puts the man in the front, and nature makes the man the most colorful and the loudest, because nature, that's how he got you. And that's also the same way he's going to protect you, because nature makes the male animal always going to be the brightest. He always going to be the loudest, and he's always going to have a strut. So nature allows men to strut their stuff and be loud and be colorful. Nature allows a woman to sit back and be in the muted colors and be in the darkness, because she's protected there. So it's masculine women who want to be in the forefront. You go ahead, and that's why you get shot first. That's why you get hurt first, because you want to run stuff and you want to be in the front when you only in the back because you and the children are here. Okay? And that's why this is where the legacy is. And that's why things continue on through the woman, because the man is not always there. Whether he's traveling, whether he has gotten killed or taken out, or any type of way. So that's why the woman has to stay in her peace and stay in her nurturing state of taking care of herself and her family and being a multitasker, because that's natural for you to do that. And it's natural for you to do it quietly. Okay? Because why? Because naturally you don't want the enemy to hear you. You don't want the enemy to hear your children. You don't want the enemy to come in and know where y'all hiding it or where y'all at. So that's why your husband is loud and he's distracting. And that's why your husband is the one that's loud. And so women even have to understand, that's why I'm saying you would be a beautiful woman, right? Beautiful. Bright red lipstick. Nothing's wrong with it. I want you to understand what you're displaying, okay? Bright red lipstick, bright red nails, but that is all masculine because it's attention grabbing. So that's why I say you have to understand we're still in the jungle out here. So when you're wearing bright colors that are attention grabbing, this is why you're more eager to prey, you know, and easy, and it's easy for prey. I mean, you're easy to be prey, and it's easy for for you to get caught out here, especially as a single woman. You're looking for a man, but a man is not really looking for that. You will get his attention, but he's not going to stay there long. It's always the sweet girls with the little pearls on and wear gray and all that, the boring girls. But those are women displaying their feminine traits, because she knows what it's supposed to be like for her to be in the bushes. She knows she's supposed to be hiding out. She know that her power is in, you know, sitting in the cut, and they didn't know where she was at. So that's why they say the man is the head and the woman is the tail. You're absolutely right, because when you see the man, You see him first. You don't know what's going on in the back. And that's why the power is in the tail, because you don't know what the woman is going to do, and she's the mystery in the situation. And that's why women can be way more dirty and manipulative and way more war-minded sometimes than a man. Okay, and that's why we have to know our place. You know, he's out in the forefront, so that's why we directing him. That's why we telling him, no, go over there. No, go over there. No, go this way. And he's supposed to trust you because he's submitting as well. He trusts that you telling him the right way. He trusts that he chose the right foundation and the right place and the right woman to call home. That you trusting that I trust everything you say, that you're going to get me back to my destination safely. Okay? And so he's submitting to you as well. Okay? Peace and love, Lord Marcel. Peace and love, Melanie. Peace and love, Jermaine. Oh, yeah, I'm going in. I'm going in, and it is with love. And like I say, I try to be even with everything. You know, I have brothers, I have sons, so I'm always here to empower the woman. But when men understand a woman's role and really, really understand your role, so y'all can rock and roll and do what you're supposed to do in your relationship. So that's why I say it goes back to, like I said, single women wearing bright colors and things like that, but you're not necessarily attracting the man that you're looking for, but you're giving off masculine traits. And then a lot of single women who make a lot of money, who doing very well for themselves, and they speak proudly and loudly about it. But at the same time, you a man who would want to take care of you and provide for you, you already told him you ain't need him. Okay, you can have money in the bank, you can have wisdom, you can have a whole lot in your account. You ain't got to tell everybody. And the right man is going to get with you and still provide for you regardless of what you already have. And that's why the mama is the bank, and that's why the throat is the bank, because the woman preserves energy and the man is giving the energy. And that's why I'll say the feminine energy is preserving and the masculine energy is giving, because even when he ran out and he burnt out, oh, here she come. She got money in her savings. She got money in she got wisdom in her mind. She got something she been holding in savings the whole time. As soon as he run out of ammo, oh, she got it. She got it. That's why the woman is dangerous. All right. And that's why the feminine energy can be very dangerous, because it's a mystery. You never know what his wife is about to do. You don't know what he trained his wife for, if he really loves his wife. You know, a man is going to teach his wife how to use the gun in every way. A real gun, figuratively and literally. He's going to teach her how to assert herself in the times that he's not there, in the times that he's not home. He's going to show her how to shoot that gun. So that's why I say you can't just always sleep on the woman. And that's why I say it's a fair exchange of what they teach and what they give each other. Because he's going to show her how to protect herself, even if it means against him sometimes, you know. And so he's going to show her what she needs to know, and she's going to submit to this information. She's going to take it in. And then she's going to show him some things as well. And she's going to show him how to feel, okay? And she's going to come in and bring in waters and help him secrete things that he never had before, you know, and how she'll make him break a sweat, a real woman, or she'll make him cry, a real woman. Okay, so all is well. You get what I'm saying? It's a fair exchange, and that's why I say everything is business. Now, and I want to address something, because somebody said, well, it just seemed like, how is it for you to love somebody if I always say everything is business? They say it's very, I guess, masculine of me. Now, I'm aware of both parts of myself. I'm masculine and I'm feminine. I embrace both parts of myself. And I do think a certain way. When I say that everything is business, because love is, you don't have to question love. All right? That's the masculine part of me. That's just a guarantee. It's a guarantee for me. If I'm around you, I love you because I'm breathing around you and I'm sharing space with you. And there's love in the breath. So just the fact that I chose to breathe around you, you don't have to question if I love you. So when I say that I'm going in business with somebody, I am still talking about assets. I'm talking about property, and I'm talking about what we look like on paper, because you don't have to question the love. The love is there now. I'm talking about the work. I'm talking about the bills. I'm talking about success at this point when I say going in business with somebody. When I say what you look like on paper. When a man wants to, you know, get with me, I need to know what your contract looking like. Because I think in business terms, because of what I'm doing for my life, for my family, I already know what I do for myself. And I feel like that's why it's important for women to not show a man your emergencies. Show him what you can do for yourself, so he already sees where the value is. So he already know your name and your favorite color and what makes you feel good and what makes you feel bad. So when you do ask for the $40, because we might need it sometimes, you know, he already knows your value. He know you're not full of shit, and he know that you're not superficial, and that's not what you're only there for. See, that's why I say a man, he'll invest when he knows where his money is going. you know, and he knows where his time is going, when he knows where his energy is going, and when it's being reciprocated. So, like I say, you know, dealing with submission, we both submit. You know, we both submit. And women have to understand that. You know, men have to understand that. Nobody's taking anything away from you. Nobody has more than the other person. Nobody's not allowing you to be you. You're allowed to be you, because he trusts that you're you. But now he also trusts that you're you off of your strengths, not off your weaknesses. So that's why I said, let a man see your strengths so he knows what you're there for, not your weaknesses. Because sometimes certain men will take advantage of what you're showing your weaknesses. So that's why I say, too, if you don't want to submit to the wrong man, don't show him your weaknesses first. Because depending on where he's at in his life, that's what they're going to zone in on. So that's why I say, if you show him your account number to your light bill, your phone bill, and all that within the first couple of months or weeks of knowing him, you already showed him the back way and the back entrance to your life. And so that's how he knows how to get control, if that's the type of man that is. And, you know, you have different type of men. You have some men that say, dang, she really need help. Let me come in and save the day. But some men thrive off of their ego, where they can come in and they're going to want control, and they're going to want something back. And they want to know that they have a stake in your life, and they want to know that they're going to lead you now because of that, this, and that. But that's why I say, show him your magic first. Show him your magic first, and then he'll trust you a little bit better with the $40. He might give you more than that. He can multiply that thing when you show him who you are at your zero. You know, stripped down, you know, all of that. So all is well, you guys. Just when you're in a relationship, learn to compromise, you know, and it's a back and forth thing. And also pay attention to what somebody has in family. Their degree in family shows you whether they're easy to operate with or not. You know, if they, like I said, if they ain't got no degree in family, if they wasn't secure, they wasn't properly supported, it's either one or two things. It's going to take you a minute. It's going to take you some time to have patience and support this person, because you really want to be with them, because you already have that degree. So you're going to hold their hand and you're going to walk them through that part of life. Or you're going to walk away from the situation and get somebody who has a degree in that as well. Somebody who's already fed in that area in life. You're going to get with somebody who don't need me to hold their hand and show them how to be loved. Because some people don't have a degree in love. Some people don't have any degrees in love. Some people haven't learned anything about love. And they'll bring what they don't have into your life. So now they're going to cut into what you have and make you in the negative. So ain't nothing wrong with submitting. It's a powerful thing to know your power and to trust somebody else so much to put your power down and trust their power and trust that they're going to fill in the right spots and do everything that the way you would do it, and somebody who's also going to come in and help you out in the areas where you're weak. And somebody's going to help you, you know, highlight areas where you're strong, where you can help them where they're weak. It's a fair exchange. Fair exchange is no robbery. Okay? Nobody's being robbed. Nobody lost anything. And I always say don't resist. Trust and faith. So that's why it goes back to your relationship with God, your relationship with your partner. Trust and faith in God, okay? And if you trust yourself, you know, there's the faith. And when somebody is directing you or giving you some type of direction or helping you or guiding you in your relationship, that goes back to your relationship with God. If you've met God, okay, and you have trust and faith and you don't know how something's going to work out, and you feel something inside of you, or you heard God tell you, or you got the message that God said, sit back, don't fight it, don't do this, don't do that. Why you argue with your partner when your partner say that? He say, baby, let's wait. Give it some time. We're not going to do that now. We're going to do that later. All of that. What's wrong with submitting to that? When you submit to God, that's the God you asked for. That's the God that manifested through what you've been asking for and from your experiences and what your subconscious has taken in. Your subconscious conjures up the type of people that you bring into your life. So that's why you have to pay attention to what you pay attention to in life in general. Your subconscious is submission, okay? So that's why you have your conscious and your subconscious, okay? And so that's why your conscious is dealing with your masculine part of yourself and what you see right now, what's in front of you right now, how you're going to handle it right now. But your subconscious is in the back. It's in the background taking notes of everything in the background. So it submits and it goes whatever direction that you give it. All right, and whatever's getting through and getting past to your conscious is getting through to and filtering through and getting through to your subconscious. And she know not what she do, like I always say. She's very powerful, but she know not what she do. You tell her to go this way, she's going to go that way. You tell her to go that way, she's going to go that way. So that's why I say your relationship with your partner is still your relationship with yourself, because how you correlate information and how you apply it to your life and to yourself is still the relationship within your mind. Okay, and so that's why it manifests from what you've done with yourself. That's why your partner will come out this way. And it's whether your partner is abusive, mentally, physically, spiritually, or any of those things, how do you talk to yourself? That's why it manifests through somebody else. So regardless, I say your relationship with God is your relationship with your mate. If you in debt with God, you're going to come with a mate that's in debt. Okay, and that's why they're going to bring more debt. So that's why you have to build onto your relationship with God often, so that you have a full account and you have something to give in a relationship. All of this is just very important, you guys. It's very, very important. It's very important. And, you know, I always say, too, women, going back to that, learn how to show your man how you flex. You know, I always say that, too, men. This is why it comes back to the submission also with men. And I'm going to let y'all go. The submission with men is letting your woman flex sometimes. Letting her embrace her masculinity. Letting her know what to do. That's why I say if a real man is going to teach his woman how to protect herself, how to use her gun, how to assert herself, even without his presence, right? If you really, really love her. Because the thing is, you submit to her. I'm sorry, where was I going with that? You submit to her, all right, when you, the times when you're down and when you're ill, okay, and when you can't do it. That's why you have to teach her what she needs to know sometimes, so that she can still take on what you can't do. Like I say, that's why the woman's supposed to already have something in her account. She's supposed to already have something put away just in case something happened to daddy. Whether he passes away, whether, you know, he loses his job, whether he falls ill or injured or anything, she's supposed to be like, boop, got it. And that's why you have to let the woman flex sometimes and show her magic sometimes and show what she can do and how she can initiate things. So you have to be able to trust in her as a partner as well if something happened to you. So that's why I say that. You know, that's why I say it's a fair exchange in how you both submit, you know, because she's going to ask you questions, you know, but she's also going to listen to you sometimes too when she sees your magic. You know, when she sees, dang, he kept his word, he stayed to what he said he was going to do, he stuck to the contract, he provided everything he said he was going to do. Yeah, it takes a very rich man to get a woman to submit, and I'm not just talking about money, see? Okay, you got to be able to stand on your square, you know. You got to have square footage. Literally, you got to have a whole lot of land and a whole lot of land mass as a man to have a woman to submit, because she got to be able to be free, all right, and liberated on the land that you've given her, which is still her own body. That's why she already know the way. She just want to know what you know. It goes back to us women, topping from the bottom. We already know. We just want to know that you know so we can put our gun down. Alright, so peace and love, peace and love. I might do another video, maybe a part 2 on this. I just thought about a few other things while I was talking, but like I said, I feel like this video was long enough, so I'm going to let y'all slide. But share this. Hopefully it gives people another way of seeing it when you're talking about submission, you know, when you're talking about that. It's just trusting a part of yourself you've never used before. All right, and that's why in the mate, you trust in him, you trust in a part of yourself you've never used before. You know, you're using a muscle you never used before in your life and in your body, in your mind, and in your spirit. So that's what the submission is. It's the same thing you do with your Christ, with Allah. However, you know, your higher power, your relationship with God, you're using a part of yourself you never used before. You jumping, you're leaping before you look. You know, and that's what submission is with God. That's what it is in your marriage or in anything, in any relationship, business you go in with somebody or anything. Y'all don't know what's going to happen, so that's why the contract kind of keeps you whole. But y'all also using faith and trust within each other, and you submitting to God when you take a chance with somebody in something. And so I feel like it's amazing that you take the chance with somebody with already knowing yourself, so you don't get lost in the sauce, which is what a lot of people are worried about. Getting lost in the sauce when you're talking about submission. I don't want to lose myself. I don't want to lose who I am. No, you're going to know even more about yourself. You're going to know even more about how you keep your word. You're going to know even more about focus and determination. You're going to learn even more about how you can do those things and apply it even more when you give it to somebody else. You didn't know, sometimes you didn't know until you get with somebody else what you could do. You never knew that about yourself. That's why you get with somebody and they show you another part of yourself. So that's why your partner is your reflection. You ain't never seen yourself like that before. You've never seen yourself do these things before until you get with a certain person. So even certain men, that's why I say men or women, you didn't know you would submit. You never saw yourself in that position until you was in it. Okay? And that's why I say your relationship with the universe is sex. It's a sexual relationship because it's always making love to you. And you submit to the universe even when the universe puts you in positions that you may not like or you didn't know you liked until you liked it. Okay, so that's why I say that goes to your partner. They're going to put you in some pressure positions. They're going to bend you over. They're going to do all of that. And you ain't know you liked it until you liked it. Okay, so you got to experience it first. You know, so that's why submission is a powerful thing for somebody to give it to you a way you've never had it and for you to take it in and to be just quite okay. And you realizing this is something that you like. You know, and this is something that's working for you, and that you don't always have to put in the work that somebody else already know. I mean, there's like a win-win, somebody that you don't have to teach, somebody who already knows, somebody telling you to sit back, I got it, I'm going, you good? Like, who doesn't want that? Who doesn't want a man who already uses his logic and reasoning and then put pressure to that thing, you know? That's all I'm saying. So, when it's time to eat, it's time to eat. And that's why I say don't always count on somebody else to tell you when it's time to eat, but y'all choose when it's time to eat together, okay? And it's going to be times that you choose who going to eat first, and you can always do it together, but that's why I say who need more energy. So that's why they say who eat first. Yeah, there's different ways that people go about it, but in nature, daddy eat first. Why? Because daddy got to go back in nature. He got to go back in the wild first. And I need more energy than you because I'm going to protect you later. Because something that might try to come kill you, it might get me first. And I need to have the energy and the body mass and muscle to be able to protect you. So that's why I'm eating and running. Now, this fast food, when you're talking about daddy, he got to eat and go. All right? He spent all day out there getting it for you, but I got to hurry up and eat right now, because I got to get back out there for you to eat something tomorrow. Okay? And so that's why he eating first. Y'all going to be here regardless because mama got you and I trust in her. So at this point, that's why I say it's a reason and there's an order for everything. So that's why the man is the head, for masculine women, and you learn to be the head and you're trained that way for a while when you're a single woman. And I get it. But it's like I said, it's levels to this. And you can still exude your femininity through being tired and working all day and taking care of children, because that's sending off all types of signals to men who would attract themselves to you to provide everything you're looking for. And so that's why I'm saying you're not looking weak. You're looking like I want to be saved. That's all, and that's why people want to be saved by who? Christ, which is the man, which is the light. You want him to be your hero. You want him to come in and swoop in and fix things. And that don't take away from your power that you was doing alone by yourself. That doesn't take away your power, which a lot of women think that it's taken away from something. That, he all of a sudden coming in. Ain't nobody going to come and tell me what to do. Yeah, he is. If you love him and he trusts you. And you trust him. Yeah, he is. And yes, he will. Okay, and if you love and trust yourself, he's going to do it even more because it's really your relationship with you. So if it's a man you really couldn't trust who really don't know nothing and he really ain't about shit, that's just where you were in your life, sis. So if his head ain't right, your head ain't right. Okay, so that's why y'all attracted each other. You understand? Because a real man is not going to manipulate your weaknesses. Okay, and he wouldn't highlight on them at all. He's going to make sure you good in that area. And so you think about that. And a real man is not even zoning in on your weaknesses. Same thing with the woman, because women do the same thing, vice versa, because a woman has masculine energy. So women, we can be hunters too and know exactly what you're looking for and know exactly why you're talking to a man a particular way at a certain time based off of your needs. It depends on what chakra you're operating off of too, If it's a basic need, that's going to be, a lower chakra. It's a basic need. That's a powerful chakra, but it's also a basic need. If his brother hitting you at your heart chakra, that's something else. You feeling him, literally, But you feeling him, like I said, above the neck. He's a part of your purpose, Like the women who say, he make my head hurt, but he ain't going nowhere, right? But he also brings so much enlightenment in other areas of her life. So he does so much on the other end of what he does for her head. That's why he ain't going nowhere. Because at the top of her head and then all the way back to her root chakra, he's doing a lot in between at the other points in her life. So it's different reasons why you hold on to certain people. So, you guys, it's a beautiful thing when you talk about submission, and it's a lot of different ways you can go about it. When you realize, if a lot of people don't even realize they submit to different people, situations, and things every day, and you are all using feminine energy every day, all of us. So when you truly embrace it and you look back at the power and the magic of it, everything is quite okay. But peace and love, peace and love. I hope you enjoyed. Have a good one.